We begin with the passing of Oklahoma's longest-serving senator. Jim Inhofe has died at 89. According to his family, he died of a stroke. He is survived by his wife, Kay, and numerous children and grandkids. A staunch conservative, but serving in a time when both sides could sometimes put beliefs aside and partner, and he did. James Mountain Inhofe, raised in Tulsa, attending Central High School and the University of Tulsa. He served in the Army, paving the way for his military firebrand that would carry the rest of his life. Inhofe first served in the Oklahoma House in 1967, State Senate in 1969, Tulsa's mayor from 1978 to 1984, then represented Oklahoma in the U.S. House. His most notable years began in 1994, where he would begin a nearly three-decade run as U.S. Senator. An accomplished pilot, the senator would fly himself to Washington, where he championed defense spending, the military, and funding for Oklahoma's military bases.
On behalf of Oklahoma, we are humbled by the immeasurable dedication of each and every one of them. And as chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, I'm strongly committed to our veterans and their families.
Inhofe helped secure millions for the environmental cleanup of the Tar Creek Superfund site in Pitcher. He was also one of the most outspoken critics of climate change, famously calling it a hoax and throwing a snowball in the Senate chamber.
You know what this is? It's a snowball, and that's just from outside here. So it's very, very cold out, very unseasonal. So here, Mr. President, catch this.
But he would partner with environmental adversaries like Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer on issues like roads and infrastructure. Inhofe also went against colleagues during his last term by refusing the delay of the certification of the 2020 election. Inhofe retired 2 years into his last term, attributing the decision in part to lingering effects of COVID. Father, husband, veteran, and unwavering Republican, Oklahoman, American.
To the people of Oklahoma, I really thank what you've done for me all these years. Thank you very much. I love you guys.
And after the news broke of Inhofe's death, hundreds posted messages sharing stories of his legacy, including Senator James Lankford, who worked with Inhofe for years, and Governor Kevin Stitt. 2 News Oklahoma's Braden Bates spoke with those remembering the leader and learned how Inhofe's passions pushed him in policy.
Senator Inhofe left a legacy.
It came out of our committee unanimously.
A legacy that goes beyond Oklahoma.
Start by doing something that's become a little controversial.
Leaders, local and national, remembering the senator, but it was his passions leading him in his career. As a veteran, he often found comfort in helping others.
Just saddened to hear of the loss. He was a kind of a pillar here in Oklahoma as when it comes to leadership and veteran issues and military issues, and did a lot of things over his public service here in the state and federally.
He even greeted Oklahoma veterans who traveled to Washington, D.C. on an honor flight. It was flying that bridged his personal and professional interest. As I climbed into this plane, I learned about the journey it's been on to find home in the Tulsa Air and Space Museum. Senator Inhofe's legacy goes beyond just politics. He was a huge fan of aviation. He was actually instrumental in donating this F-14 Tomcat to the museum.
And it's a great talking point that we use every day in our museum to teach our young people. And that had his fingerprints all over it. And so we're really thankful for it, and we like to keep his legacy alive with that too.
The plane wouldn't be here without Inhofe. To honor the senator's passion for aviation, the Inhofe name will be displayed on the Tulsa International Airport Control Tower.
He was famous on Capitol Hill as an aviator, and so I'm glad that we could do that. And I thank the team at Tulsa International Airport for bringing that idea forward in the first place.
Senator Inhofe took these passions to the Capitol, serving on a variety of Senate committees. Whatever he did it with passion, much like a pilot flying in his dreams. In Tulsa, Braden Bates, 2 News, Oklahoma.
And as a former Tulsa mayor, Jim Inhofe had a huge impact on our city. One of his main focus is infrastructure. In a statement from Mayor G.T. Bynum, he told us in part that Inhofe created the first city sales tax that funded billions in street and infrastructure over the last half century. He went on to say Inhofe modernized our trash system, established our 911 call system, and created our Sister Cities program. And make sure to tune in to 2 News at 6. 2 News Oklahoma reporter Katy takes a deep dive into Inhofe's impact on Tulsa.